Hey everyone, it's me, Flopkin, and welcome to the first video on Flopkin 2. So, interestingly enough, I am actually in the process of editing the setup video, but when I originally filmed the intro, I filmed it in front of the window, and it was super overexposed, and it just looked really terrible, so here I am doing it again. So I get a lot of questions about what equipment I use, like what kind of microphone I use, what capture device I use, etc. So I think this is a good time to kind of go through that stuff and show you what I work with, maybe answer some of those questions, and to maybe just serve as entertaining to some of the people who might have been curious. So let's start the original video. So this video isn't going to be very well organized. It's not scripted. I'm using a 720p DSLR that, well, it's 720p, it's not 1080, and also the microphone quality is going to be a little crummy. I'm not using my microphone, it doesn't work with this camera, and you'll also notice that I'm using a wide angle lens, so everything might be a little distorted, but I'm doing this because it will serve better to show you like everything. If I use a regular lens, it would only like show certain sections, but with this you can see the whole thing. Anyway, let's just start with the microphone, and it's an MXL 990. I got it a while ago. It's maybe $100, probably less, and I think it's honestly the best value for what you're paying for. It's really second to none in that regard. It's a little jerry-rigged, and you'll kind of notice that jerry-rigging is kind of a common theme throughout here, but we'll get into that. This stand is kind of broken. This is supposed to be on the other side because the washer broke, so I can't adjust like the microphone height, so this is kind of stuck there, but this is also just a coat hanger that's shaped, wrapped with a, what is that, like a pantyhose sock or something, whatever they're called, to kind of isolate the sound. Same thing with the pop filter. This is like a sewing contraption. I guess people use it to sew, but you can put one of those pantyhose socks in there and kind of stretch it to essentially make a pop screen for a fraction of the cost. And again, that's a coat hanger wrapped around, held on by like a rubber band. But it works, it gets the job done, and that's all right. So moving to the left, we have the computer. This is I think mid-2012 or mid-2013 MacBook Pro. This is a 8 gig RAM, 2.9 gigahertz Intel i7. I think it's no slouch, but it's not a supercomputer by any means. It's not a desktop. I kind of wish it were Windows. Not that I don't like Mac. It's a great laptop, but it's just a little underpowered for what I try to do, I guess. So I kind of have to bear with it sometimes as it's a little slow. Like I can't really stream with this because the Elgato I'm using isn't optimized for Macs. This has the power for it, but since it's not optimized, it doesn't work as well as it could. So it's getting a desktop is something I'm gonna, like a Windows desktop is something I want to do in the future. But let's see, the editing program. This is what is this? The zombie video. This is Final Cut. It's a pretty good program. It's not the best program out there, but it's certainly not the worst. And you don't really need like an incredible program to make decent videos. If you know what you're doing, you can pretty much do what you want for the most part. Moving to the left, let's move this out of the way. This is my chair. Oh, by the way, this chair is just god awful. It's like ripping up here, and I like duct tape the seams here because they're ripping. It's just horrible. I should really get a new chair. That's something I'll get around to doing it in, I don't know, in the future at some point. It's basically like sitting on a wooden chair. It's just horrible. But anyway, moving on, we have the TV. This is a 32-inch Vizio. It's pretty old. It works. It's 1080p. It's not 4K, but it's fine. The outputs, the HDMI outputs are super janky, so they like to flicker on and off. Here's the remote that I velcroed on to this desk here, and up here is a webcam, 1080p Logitech. I think it was like $70 at Staples maybe, but again, with the Mac, this doesn't work as well as it could. It was like super disappointing. Like I bought the Logitech, plugged it in, and then it like wasn't doing anything. I was like, well, what's going on? So I did some research, and it's just not optimized for the Mac. It's more for Windows. And that's not, this chair, it's so squeaky. Anyway, going down here is the power, I guess this is how you would say it. It's like a power box. It's like phantom power for this microphone because this is not a USB mic. so you need something to help relay the power from here to the computer to get it to work. So this is a Focusrite Scarlett 2i4, but it's good. It allows 2 microphones. I don't really ever use 2, but I do kind of plan on doing some sort of podcast or something eventually, maybe with a friend of mine. I don't know, we'll figure it out when the time comes. But this helps relay the microphone to the computer. There's a USB cord somewhere behind here. I think there it is. Because without this, the microphone wouldn't work. And moving over here, I have the capture card behind here on a shelf, which I made. Let's see. And there it goes. As you can see, my screen's gonna start flickering. But it's a Elgato HD60. I don't know if you can see that. And it kind of hides behind here on top of a shelf that I made out of like L brackets and like a piece of wood. But yeah, here's the Elgato, a little dusty, and as you can see, this is just going crazy because I'm moving around, moving the inputs around, and that kind of stays back here, and that's what helps me capture the gameplay. It's 1080p, it's excellent. They're a little pricey, but it's kind of unfortunately, it's kind of the price you have to pay for capturing gameplay. There's no real way around it. Let's get this back. And let's see, moving up here is a launch 500 gigabyte Xbox One. It's really slow, it's really loud, and it's just not that good. But hey, it works and gets the job done. So go light that works. It's like 2 lights on here. Moving down, empty space, a unused Apple Card that I should probably use. Bluetooth speaker. This is where I put my games and movies and stuff. It's just a soft case. It's just going dim on me. I don't know what's going on. There we go. If you go in here, this is where I charge my controller, which is a Xbox Elite controller, which has the paddles, which I don't really use anymore. I used to use them a lot for Call of Duty when I played that more frequently, but I don't really use it anymore. It's a great controller. I just don't really use it to its full potential. Kind of a waste of money nowadays, but I guess when I was using it, it was great. But you know, I don't really ever use paddles when I play Fallout. So, but it's nice. You can remap your buttons and stuff on it. Headset. Again, there's like a. You know what? Let me get my phone light so I can show you in there. There's like a hook that I drilled in there that I can hang my headset on. Like I said, I jerry-rigged basically everything. This is Astro A10s. I think they're like $60 at GameStop. Good value. They're wired, but hey, perfect for what I do. Let's get those over here. What else is in here? This is a piece of garbage I should probably throw out. If you're wondering what this is just a chair that like folds out so you can like sit on the floor or you know, whatever. Sometimes my friends use it. Yeah, I'm not gonna take it out. Anyway, yeah, so this is it. Oh yeah, got this thing hanging up by like nails. It's a laptop cover. This is a footstool that was an old computer chair that I just took the back off of, so I can kind of use this as a footstool. This was a end table at one point in time that I broke down and repurposed. I put like brackets here and leveled it so I can kind of expand the space on top here so I can put the computer and the mic. It was a little cramped before I had this, so I have it hanging up here. It's like a tripod, one leg here and 2 attachments. It works. It's pretty solid. Expands the space, but yeah, that did not come originally with this desk. Speaking of this desk is also very old too. It's got like a lot of chips in it that I colored with a Sharpie, so it wasn't as noticeable. But yeah, anyway, that's pretty much everything. This is all the stuff I work with. Is there anything else I can think of? No, not really at this point. I wish I could show you guys, well maybe I can, show you guys behind here. It is like, I don't know if you guys can see that, but it is like a mess of wires. Yeah. So that's pretty much it. Hey guys, it's me from the future, and just like the intro, I have to refilm the outro because I had originally filmed it in front of the window, and it just looked overexposed and terrible, so here we are, doing it again. But I want to thank you all for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the little setup video. Maybe we'll do more of these IRL videos in the future. I guess time will tell, but just want to thank you all for stopping by, and I will see you next time.